The Durango GT Redline Edition is one cool V8 powered mom car. I'll include a link to the Doug Smith Dodge's website in the description down below. They're providing us with this Durango. Let's get right into the review. This week's giveaway highlight is a classic Stingray and a new C8 Stingray. Use code BHC or click the link in the description down below or in the pinned comment to get 4x bonus entries on any donation $25 or more. Powering this is a 5.7 liter V8 that goes through an 8-speed automatic. Fuel economy is 14 around town, 21 on the highway, with power outputs being 360 horsepower and then 390 pound-feet of torque. Functional! If you're looking for more straight to the point reviews just like this, make sure you subscribe. Now, although the center hood vent's not functional, the side two ones are, and so it's cool. Really like the daytime running lights on the Durango, and then everything's blacked out. You've got large vent openings with this as well. Altogether, again, you gotta remember, this is a mom car, and it's one aggressive looking mom car. 265 by 50 by 20 is the tire and wheel setup. You've got this metallic gray coloration for the wheels, nice body painted fender flares. And then here is the side profile of the Durango. Again, all those body painted elements I think come in nicely, and the mirror caps are actually blacked out. Now when it comes to key fob features, we've got the Dodge logo here. We have our lock and unlock function, the opening for the hatch, remote start too. Now the seats fold down flat. The third row is manual for the raise and lower function, so the whole strap system is for. There is a 12 volt here in the back, and then with the third row folded down, you actually still have pretty good space. And then finally underneath here, we've got a little bit more storage. It's always funky for the hatch closing. We've got this giant light bar here on the back, and then you guys can see the GT logo at the bottom. That will cap things off for the exterior of this GT. Let's now take a look inside. Now, single pane windows in the back. You've got really nice soft touch trim here. It's got this nice little insert there. You see the red stitching below. Love the inserts on these seats. Definitely makes the Durango look a little bit sportier overall. Captain chairs in this one, by the way. Legroom in the second row is good. We have a little storage pocket. We've got our own climate vents here in the back. Heated seats. USB ports with an outlet. Climate controls up top. There's vents throughout the top. And then the third row is actually usable by adults in the Durango. It's one of the more spacious 3 rows in this segment. Keyless entry for up front, and let's check it out. Double pane windows. We've got blind spot monitoring with the mirrors. You've got more of that nice soft touch with the stitching down below. All of our window controls, front two are automatic. Get your mirror adjustments too. 1,200 pounds of payload capacity with this. Dodge logo there, the seats perforated all down the center. You've got power adjustments with lumbar support on the side. Steering wheel is sporty with the design perforated on either side. Got paddles on the back. We have radio controls below that. Practical controls on the front face, including our adaptive cruise control. You can actually do regular cruise if you want. You've got voice command controls on the other side, and then controls for the center stack too. Now the gauge cluster is kind of a mix of digital and analog. So you've got the digital screen there in the center, which you can see different bits of info, and then the analog gauges on either side. Just a backup camera in reverse, just kind of potato cam with the resolution, but gets the job done. The infotainment system I think is pretty good. It does take a second for some of the pages to load up, and camera doesn't want to focus on it. You notice heated and ventilated seat controls, climate controls built in the screen, but there's also physical for that. Yeah, it's not laggy, it just takes a moment. And then down below that, we've got physical controls for the heated ventilated seats, the heated steering wheel, the dual zone climate, the radio controls. And then you can see even further down below, we've got our drive mode select, you got stuff like hazard lights, some USB ports, and then we have a phone charging pad. Shifter for the 8-speed automatic, we've got some cup holders right next to that, your all-wheel drive low select, and then your true neutral, and 12 volt inside the center console, got a lid on top. I think that's pretty nice. And then there's more nice trim on the dash with the Durango as well. Finally, we do have a regular sunroof. 2026 Durango GT blacktop red line, yada yada yada. 51,380. Let's see how this Durango performs. Setting off in the Durango with this red line package. How many ways can they cut the Durango cake? Well, who knows? This is the Dodge way. This is the Mopar way. Sell the same car with a few different sticker options and under different names, different titles, but the same car, right? This is the Mopar way. I don't mind. And again, they're not charging an arm and a leg for the package, so it's like, who cares? If they were like, oh, hey, this special edition's 10 grand and this special edition's 20 grand, that'd be a different story. But it's like, this is about the same price as any other loaded up GT Durango, just happens to be a special edition. I'm all for it. Now the V8 sounds great. Effortless power delivery. It's smooth. What more could you ask for? You can't get this out of a V6, even a turbo V6. You can't get this out of a 4-cylinder turbo, that's for sure. The power you can get out of a turbo V6, but you can't get the smooth acceleration feel. Like some turbo V6s are getting close, but turbos will always be turbos. You always have a little bit of turbo lag to an extent. There's always something going on. There's always something going on. This thing drives very well. Road noise isn't bad at all. I mean, again, you got those double pane windows up front, which help out quite a bit. You're gonna get some tire noise and everything. I mean, everything's gonna have road noise at the end of the day. And, you know, frankly, any new car that's not a Wrangler or a Bronco is fine when it comes to road noise, really. It's only those cars that you have so much because of the convertible top that, yeah, it gets kind of annoying. The seats are pretty comfortable, a little bit firmer, but I think they're comfortable overall. The materials, everything feels high quality. That's the thing about the Durango that's really nice is it feels well built and high quality. Like you don't get that in the Explorer as much. The Explorer feels a little bit more cheap, and that's just Ford's in general. Ford has always felt cheaper and more plasticky compared to the Mopar product. It's the Ford way. Ford is plastic and power. Dodge is leather and power. Yeah, it's really smooth. It's like the perfect amount of power where like you can use the engine. It feels quick, but again, you can actually like use the engine a little bit. You know, some cars, they have so much power that's like on throttle, off, instant. This, you know, you can actually enjoy it. You can rev it out a little bit. And that's the other thing with the V8 is it keeps building power throughout the power band, whereas like a turbo V6, and here's the real big differentiation. So like most V8s will have 90% of the horsepower available, or sorry, not 90% of the horsepower, 90% of the torque available, like sub 2,000 RPMs. So you still get like a big torque punch and instant response. Turbos, they always talk about, oh, the torque, the low end torque, and it's like V8s have low end torque too. But the thing that's great is you still have like, you got like a wide torque curve with the V8, so you still get power even outside of that peak torque range. Whereas turbo engines, it's like you got peak torque and then nothing. And then it's also like that with the horsepower. Like it just keeps building with the V8. Whereas with the turbo engine, it's kind of like peak torque, horsepower, dead. This, it just keeps going. It's the gift that keeps on giving. Except for the fuel pump side of things. Because, yeah, the fuel economy is not the greatest, but those turbo V6s aren't getting any better, really, in the real world. They aren't getting any better. So, trailer brake controls. Should have mentioned that. Let me guys think about this Durango with the V8 and this Redline package. I think it's pretty cool looking. Drives phenomenally well. Again, this is just one of those vehicles that needs to be on your short list. It's old, I get it. But go and drive one. And drive it back to back with the competition, right? Like if you're looking at, I don't know, some of the Japanese ones like a Honda Pilot, Toyota Highlander, you know, if you're looking at the Explorer, just drive them back to back. And I think what you'll discover is the Durango drives a heck of a lot better than you might think, especially compared to some of the modern competition.